So I put a QS138 on a Mega Moto 80 mini bike frame, and the bike did around 80 miles an hour and in the 2-second range from 0 to 30. So the bike's running a QS138 kit from Electro & Co. version 2 with a 76 volt, 24 amp hour battery and an EM150 controller for right now. I'll probably upgrade that controller later. Then it has a Go Power Sports swing arm kit, which I converted into a monoshock. Then it's running a Go Power Sports front end suspension kit for the Mega Moto 80, and then their front brake kit. Then it also has the dual piston brake on the back. Then it has the volt gauge, and then your 3-speed speed selector, 50%, 75, and 100. So I'm gonna take the bike up into the Walpine Mountains, and I think it's around 11 miles from here up to the lodge. So I think the lodge up there is around 7,000 foot elevation. So right now we are at 87.7 volts and I weigh around 165. So I think I'll pretty much ride it like I normally do and do a couple speed runs first and then head up the hill. Let me do a couple speed runs real quick. You gotta do some speed runs to make it realistic. We dropped it down to what? 86 volts right there. I'll try to keep the speed reasonable, stay with traffic. I think I'll throw it on 50% right now, just to cruise with traffic. Because right there we were at 100. So at 50%, it should be easy enough to keep up with traffic. The speed limit here is around 40 miles an hour. Give or take. So cruising uphill against the wind right now, it's running about 81 volts. And the voltage cutoff is at 65. So we'll be good to go for a while. Man, we got some serious headwind. It'll be interesting to see once we get up into the mountains where the elevation goes to around 7,000 foot. Right now we're at 3,700 foot elevation. We're going up to 7,000. So that should definitely drain the battery. Right now we're around 80 volts. So that's pretty good. And this thing pulls this hill no problem on 50% power. Easily goes up this road against the wind. So coming back down ought to be really easy with the wind pushing. I know it's 11 miles to the top, but one thing I forgot to do is turn on my GPS for the mileage, and hopefully we'll get a GPS signal up in the mountains. And we are setting at 84 volts and 50% power. Yeah, that's pretty good pulling this hill against the wind, and we're still running 80 volts. So that's a pretty good battery. I may pull over right here. I think there's a car behind us. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we have right now. So far, I guess the GPS is still working. 5.3 miles. We got to add a couple miles to that before I turned it on. So probably around 7 miles, and the average speed 48 miles an hour, 49. So we're actually pulling the hill pretty quick. And we are at 77 volts, so it's still got a lot of battery left. It's not even phasing this battery. But then again, I'm running at 50%. All right, let's head on up. Okay, now we've made it up to the lodge for the resort. And we are at 73.8 volts. So it did really well going up that hill. Not a problem at all. So we made it up to the Wallapai Mountain Resort. We did around 11 miles so far. And I think the top speed was around 49 miles an hour. We have around 74 volts left. So we have plenty of battery to make it home. So I think I'll throw it on 100% power on the way home, since it's downhill anyway. Even if I run out of power, I can still coast home. It's starting to get a little bit cloudy up here. Okay, right now we are at battery cutoff, and we are almost home. Showing 64.7 volts, so we should cut off here anytime. Oh, we just cut off right now, right in the driveway. So the battery cut off right here in the driveway. We made it around 21 miles and a top speed of around 55 miles an hour. So that's pretty good considering going from 3,700 foot elevation to around 7,000 pulling those hills. So I'm sure you could probably get a little more range out of this if it was on total flatland.